woke up on day 3 to one of the most beautiful mornings you can possibly imagine in Iceland. Blue skies, no wind. A lake glowing in the sunlight surrounded by colourful mountains. And after 2 days of moody mist and rain, this felt like cheating. I could finally see why people say this is one of the best overnight spots in all of Iceland. In today's hike, 15 kilometers of mostly flat terrain. Blue skies, easy walking and epic scenery. Or at least that's what I thought. I woke up on day 3 to something I never thought I'd see in Iceland. Blue skies. No rain, no wind, just perfect golden light spilling over the lake and mountains. The view from the hut was unreal. Blue lake meeting blue sky, surrounded by colourful mountains glowing in the early morning light. Honestly, I didn't want to leave. It would have been very easy to make another coffee, grab a book, and spend the entire day pretending I was a Viking on a staycation. But unfortunately, I still had 15 kilometers to hike to Emstrur, so I laced up my boots, packed my bag, and hit the trail. Not because I wanted to leave, but because I couldn't afford the room service.
Wow, I'm just gobsmacked with how beautiful this weather is. Never in my wildest dreams thought you'd get a perfect day like this. Oh, incredible. So today, 16 kilometers, I think there's 2 river crossings, one will be quite soon. A little bit of up and down here and there. Might be a small canyon as well. Yeah, let's see what kind of views we get today. But yeah, supposed to be about 5-hour hiking. Might stop for quite a bit more, take 6-7 hours. It's 8:30 now, so I have a lot of time on my hands. Just a quick hut review. This hut was actually quite nice. Very nice kitchen area. Yeah, it was quite warm. I had to open the window in the middle of the night. But yeah, I think one thing to know that I didn't know before coming to this trip, if you're staying in the huts, they're pretty well sorted. So you've got a lot of cooking utensils and things like that. They don't really have to bring anything except the food. A lot of people make their own food here, so not your dry meals, but actually just making the food. And then for the coffee lovers out there, I bought the stupid cappuccino sachets, but every hut I've been so far, they've got these coffee presses and plungers and all these kind of things here, so you can actually have some nice coffee if you just bring the right grind. So bring some good coffee and enjoy yourself here. It's gotten warm quite quickly, so jacket's off for now, enjoying the sun. If the wind picks up later, I'll have to put it back on, but for now, sunshine in Iceland, I mean, that's like unheard of, right?
Leaving the hut behind, the trail immediately turned into something out of a fantasy movie. Soft green moss-covered paths wound their way through valleys, framed by colourful mountains glowing under the perfect blue sky. Tiny streams trickled across the landscape, catching the sunlight like shards of glass. It was calm, peaceful and magical. I had to keep stopping, not because the trail was hard, because every 5 minutes felt like another postcard moment. One of those hikes where you think, okay, this is the photo, and then you turn the corner and nope, that's the photo. I was making zero progress and I didn't even care.
I think I've arrived at the next river crossing. Yay! Let's see how this goes.
And then, the first river crossing of the day. Shoes off, socks on, deep breath. It didn't look too bad from the bank, but the second that glacier-fed water hit my ankles, I was instantly awake. Forget coffee, this is Iceland's way of kicking you straight into survival mode. Of course, because I'm filming this hike, I crossed the river 3 times to get the shot. By the last take, I was seriously questioning whether this YouTube thing was worth losing my toes for. Not long after the first river crossing, the landscape changed immediately. One minute I was surrounded by soft green moss and colourful mountains, and the next I stepped straight into what looked like a scene from another planet. A vast black sand plain stretched endlessly in front of me, framed by strange, jagged mountains in the distance. It was beautiful, yes, but in a slightly unsettling sci-fi kind of way. If a spaceship had landed right next to me, I don't think I would have been surprised. The first 10 minutes were incredible. Black volcanic sand underfoot, silence all around, dramatic peaks on the horizon. But after a while, it started feeling like hiker purgatory. You keep walking and walking and walking, but nothing seems to get any closer, just endless black sand. I swear at one point I looked at my GPS thinking I must have missed a turn. Nope, still on track. Still in the same exact looking place I've been in for the last 45 minutes.
Right, just stopping here for a quick lunch. Like a lunch snack. It's about 1 o'clock now. Just after 1. I think I'm about 3.5 kilometers away from the hut. So yeah, just a bit more than an hour left. Judging by the current pace. Today is very beautiful. I mean, the weather is incredible. But yeah, there was a long section now which feels like purgatory, where you walk through this black sand volcanic area and it's just flat and goes on forever. Beautiful for a while, and then it's just like purgatory. It's like, okay. But yeah, heading towards the end now. Let's see if I can grab a nice hot shower tonight or this afternoon before other people arrive. And then yeah, have a proper lunch and just relax a bit. It's been another unbelievable day. Tomorrow will be the final day of the actual Laugavegur trail. I'll stay on for another 2 days to do the extension. So yeah, it's really a beautiful trail, highly recommended. Yeah, you don't really find these kind of trails anywhere else, so highly recommended. But anyway, let's get to it. Let's finish this last section.
Finally, after what felt like hours of walking through purgatory, I crested a hill and there it was, the Emstrur Hut stuck between the mountains. It looked like a tiny oasis at the edge of nowhere.
There it is, end of day 3 on the Laugavegur trail. Hut is just down there. It's another 200 meters or so. I get this backpack off, it's feeling a bit heavy today. But yeah, another gorgeous day. Oh, such good weather. Yeah, very blessed to have this. So I think having a nice little bite to eat. Hopefully I'll shower. Looking forward to that day. And yeah, halfway through the trail for me.
I checked in with the warden, and as usual I was early enough to pick my mattress. The good news, I got an edge where I could use my bag for packing, with a perfect view over the valley. The bad news, the entire hut is basically one giant room full with mattresses squeezed so close together you could high-five your neighbor in your sleep. It's less private alpine retreat and more Icelandic sardine factory. But none of that mattered, because this was the day I've been waiting for, my first shower of the trip. €7 for 5 glorious minutes of hot water, activated by QR code. So pro tip, be ready before you scan, because the second the code goes through, you're on the clock. First hot shower on this trip. I need it. It's gonna be so good. It's gonna be so good. Don't expect too much. 5-minute hot shower for 1,000 Icelandic currency. Expensive, but I need it now. Wish me luck. I stepped out feeling like a new man, questioning why I hadn't packed cologne to complete the transformation. That shower felt amazing. So of course I put some chips and some soda from the shop, little shop that's here. Enjoyed that outside quickly, but it's a bit windy, so now inside having a nice cup of coffee. So it's the life. I'm the first one here in the hut, so I could choose my little bed. If the space is full, it's going to be cramped. My goodness. Anyway, enjoying the peace and quiet for now at least. So cheers. Later the group started rolling in and the hut filled up fast, and that's when I learned something important. Guided groups live very different lives out here. While I was rehydrating my freeze-dried noodles, one group was setting up an actual salmon barbecue in the middle of the Icelandic Highlands. Salmon grilled out here. I'd love to say I wasn't jealous, but that would be a lie. At least I had whiskey to make up for it. And honestly, sitting outside with a glass in hand, watching the light fade over the mountains, didn't feel like I was missing out on too much. Day 3 is done. 15 kilometers from Álftavatn to Emstrur, and honestly, I don't think I could have asked for a better day on the trail. Perfect blue skies, no wind, crystal clear views across the valleys, lakes and mountains. 2 icy river crossings that woke me up better than any espresso ever could. And an alien black sand desert that made me feel like I was walking on another planet. Sitting here now, showered, warm, and watching the last light fade across the mountains, I feel incredibly lucky. Days like this are rare in Iceland, and I know it. But tomorrow, day 4, things start to change again. The weather's holding, mostly. Clouds are moving in, and the trail dives deeper into the highlands, across even wilder landscapes and more glacier-fed rivers. So, if you've been enjoying this journey so far, hit the like button, subscribe, and join me for day 4 on the Laugavegur trail. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. Until next time, keep exploring.